In the heart of a forest, so bleak and so dark, the animals and forest people lay sleeping. The sun brought the day with the call of the peacock. The wolf and the moon brought the night's dark. Time cycled round, the forest lay untouched. But the hour drew closer for the forest to wake up. In the heart of that forest, so deep and so dark, one night a gift was bestowed. Wondrous sounds whispered through every heart, for this gift was the spark of hope. No longer did the owl hoot in fearful dread. The snake slithered closer, the peacock carefully tread. The tigress came prowling toward the basket bed. For it was on this night the forest awakened from the dead.
அந்த வானில் வாழும் நட்சத்திரமே, இந்த காட்டில் வந்து விழுந்தாயே. காட்டு மிருகங்கள் உன்னை கண்டார்கள். அந்த ஞானம் படைத்த முதியோனோ உன் குரல் கேட்டான், வந்து உன்னை தாங்கினான். ஒரு குழந்தையாய் உனது இந்த வருகை தந்திடும் காட்டிற்கு அதன் தேவையை.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, fallen to this earth from far. While the animals watch you fall, a wise old man can hear your call. Your coming down to earth will bring what this forest is missing.
It was the last full moon on which I received this basket. Every full moon night she sat under a willow tree, weaving wicker in and out, letting her tears fall free.
Little girl, once in my belly, you went back to the stars. I've made your basket strong and ready. I'll adorn it with sweet-smelling flowers.
She offered her basket to the unborn girl, looking up to the moon, and then wiping her tears, she went back home to her husband and little boy, who lived a little way into the forest. My Nenny found her basket that night and brought it to me. I am as old as the banyan trees. I have seen many things that have come and gone in this forest. But that night, when the star fell into this wicker basket, that night was special. I hear the weaves of this basket now. They will take me back to her.
So the wise man took the little baby to a hunter's family. He saw that a few hunters were looking to the sky, but they had seen the star falling.
My basket! My baby!
The wise man gave the basket to the mother, and she embraced it. The hunters surrounded her, celebrating this gift that had been given to them. They named the baby Kadambari.
गजरा गुंफा केसात तिच्या गजरा गुंफा लाडक्याले किला लागले गडो हळे चला चला सखीनो पूर्वा डोहाळे लाडक्याले किला चंद्रावर बसून हौसतीचे भागवू चंद्रावर बसून हौसतीचे भागवू लाडक्याले किला लागल गडो हाडे चला चला सखीनो पूर्वा डोहाळे लाडक्याले किला लागल गडो हाडे चला चला सखीनो पूर्वा डोहाळे चला चला सखीनो पूर्वा डोहाळे चला चला सखीनो पूर्वा डोहाळे
காதம்பரி இந்த காட்டின் மொழி கேட்டு வளர்கிறாள். தூரத்து ஓடையுடனும் உரையாடினாள், காட்டு விலங்குகளுடனும் உரையாடினாள். அவளின் ஒரு பக்க முடி பின்னப்பட்டும் மறுபக்கம் அவிழ்த்து முடியப்பட்டும் தன் அண்ணனுடன் கைகோர்த்து காட்டை வலம் வந்தாள். தன் தகப்பனின் நிழலில் இந்த காட்டின் இயல்பு உணர்ந்து வளர்கிறாள் காதம்பரி.
Little girl who watches and listens to the distant stream that cries as the sunlight dances and glistens, with one half of her black hair tied, the other half braided. She walks slowly, nimble and quiet by her father's side.
Our brother is the wind, our sister the rain. Our mother sings to us in our hearts and in our dream. For she is the forest, and she bears life. We are one with her through darkness and light. In Lakesh, in Lakesh, in Lakesh.
The rising sun brought a new morning to the hunters. Harif was the best hunter in the forest. He taught his children the subtle balance between the hunters and the animals, the code of the forest. So little Kadambari and her brother Kannan walked through the forest with their father. They learned the ways of the forest, the animals, the birds, the trees, and the hunters. They learned to respect each other's needs and share what was given to them by the forest. Kadambari found that she understood the animals. The tigress Neni became her close companion from that day. Time turned smiling at the little star who was growing up into a girl. Kadambari grew up to be a spirited young girl.
Maybe I'll cry. Anna. He's just hungry.
Kadu, move! He's mine, and that honeycomb is all we have for dinner tonight.
Shh.
Kadambari heard an elephant in distress. She wondered what had happened. Kannan knew exactly why the elephant was in distress. He waited, and as planned, they walked towards him.
Mr. Kannan, here's your first payment. We hope to get our prize soon.
காதம்பரி வளர்கிறாள். தர்மம் அதர்மம் உணர்ந்து வளர்கிறாள். சக மனிதனின் குரலில் உள்ள வலியையும் உணர்வாள். யானையின் பிள்ளிரலில் உள்ள வலியையும் உணர்வாள். காட்டு புலியுடன் தோழமை கொண்டாள். கரடியின் உருமல் கேட்டும் அஞ்சாமல் நின்றாள்.
So she grew up wise and strong, watching for all things right and wrong, sensing when her friends were in pain, listening to the hurt wild elephant complain, making friends with the tigress and her cubs, unafraid of the bear's growl, always ready to stand up. While in the shadows, someone hid, smiling quietly, biting his lip. Kadambari didn't see him slip, but he went off to build a pit. Into the deep, dark forest he went, setting a trap for the elephant. Her baby elephant did he steal. The mother went wild. They could hear her scream. And on her path he laid a trap so that he could have his catch. While she hunted for her little one, into the pit she was trapped and spun. Falling down into a heap, scared and helpless, did she weep. He laughed, for all he saw was gold. Her ivory tusks to the Englishmen he sold.
அவன்தான் கண்ணன். அவனின் செயல் கண்டு நடுங்கினாள் காதம்பரி. அந்த தாய் யானைக்காக அவள் மனம் கதறியது.
Kannan stepped into the shadow. Dark were his deeds. Kadambari saw what he had done. For the mother elephant, she grieved. She marched him homeward to her father, with Nenni by her side. Her heart was filled with shock and sorrow. With tears down her cheeks, she cried. The hunters were busy in their daily chores when they heard angry voices. They looked up and saw Kadambari walking towards them, furious.
Look, this is what the great Kannan, son of Harif, the greatest of all our hunters, has done. There is a mother elephant's blood upon his spear. And that is not all. He has been given a bag of gold for all his efforts.
Kannan, is this true? Yes. There's a whole world out there that none of you know about. And it's not a bad world. It's a world that's different from ours. But we have sworn our life to the ways of the forest. No, Appa. You have sworn your life to the forest. I was born into this life and I am choosing to step out of it. Then hear this, Kannan. If you continue on this path, you and your friends will no longer be allowed in the forest. This is a big forest, Appa, and you don't own it. But I have sworn to protect it. Even if that means I am to protect it against you. Leave now, all of you. Take your bag and go.
I don't want to live like this. If this is what it means to be human, that we fall into greed and kill our brothers and sisters, then I don't want to be human.
The wind is my brother.
Is our brother.
My sister, the rain.
Our sister, the rain.
My mother sings to me.
Our mother sings to
in
us.
my heart and in my dreams. She is the forest and she brings me life. I'm one with her through darkness and light. Disheartened and deeply disappointed by her brother and his friends, Kadambari could not stay at home. She chose in that moment to leave her life as she knew it and stay with the animals. She chose to step away from her family, her tribe, her kind.
Oh mother, I belong to you. With you alone I will stay. I can't live my life like this when you have shown another way. To you I surrender with all that I am. To you I will answer, oh mother, here I am, here I am, here
Time witnessed Kadambari change. Her family called after her, but she walked away from them without a backward glance.
கலக்கத்தில் நிற்கிறாள் காதம்பரி. அடுத்த அடி எங்கே என்று தெரியாத கலக்கம். அந்த தருணத்தில் தானே ஒருவன் முடிவெடுக்க வேண்டும். என் வாழ்வில் எதை நான் கற்கப் போகிறேன் என்று, என் மனம் தவறு என்று எதை சொல்கிறதோ அந்த செயலை நிராகரிப்பது தானே முறை. கண்ணன் காட்டை விட்டு வெளியேற்றப்பட்டான். அந்த தந்தையின் மனம் வேதனை கொண்டது. காதம்பரி மனிதர்களை விட்டு தொலை தூரம் செல்கிறாள்.
Standing at the very edge and not knowing where to turn, it's a point that one must decide what they choose to learn. Do you take a sip of hope or do you fall into a hole? Do you stand up straight and strong, refusing what is wrong? So Kannan had to leave the forest. Hari's heart carried pain. Kadambari chose to step away, saying, "From humans, what can I gain?"
Do you long to be left all alone, set apart with a heart made of stone?
Kadambari walked into the darkest parts of the forest, eating and sleeping like a wild animal. It was peaceful there with her animal friends. No battles of greed, no fights. A simple life where she did not have to speak to be understood. Yet, as the sun went down each night, her heart went back to her home.
Something strange out of sight. We say goodnight.
However much she tried to forget where she came from, her mother's voice, her father's teaching, and all that she had shared with her brothers and friends came back to her in snatches.
தோசை அம்மா தோசை, அம்மா பண்ண தோசை, அரிசி மாவு உளுந்து மாவு கலந்து பண்ண தோசை. அப்பாவுக்கு 4, அம்மாவுக்கு 3, அண்ணனுக்கு 2, எனக்கு மட்டும்.
மண்ணுலகில் என் வாழ்வு, மண்ணுலகில் என் வாழ்வு, வளம் பெற வந்துரித்த மண்ணுலகில் என் வாழ்வு.
The animals watched her, not knowing how to ease her pain. She walked deeper and deeper into the dark forest until she reached the very edge of it. Beyond the forest lay a village. Curious, she climbed up a tree and watched. The marketplace was slowly filling with activity. Kadambari hadn't seen a human being for a whole moon now, and something in her heart lifted at first when she saw the people in the village. She stayed close to the edge of the forest and returned to a branch on the tree every day to see what the villagers were doing. But as she watched them, she was filled once again with disappointment and deep sadness. Every night she sat up, awake, and thought about all that she had seen in the village. Her thoughts whirled about her.
They take fish from the water and stone from the earth. They sell it away and call it their work. But more than just filling the hunger in their stomachs, their pockets get heavier, the forest grows sparse. They have no idea how to eat or to drink. They don't give thanks. They don't even think. They stuff themselves up with all sorts of things, and then they fall sick and have medicines.
One day, Kadambari entered the village with Neni at her side. She saw a few women making a garland of flowers and drew closer to them as they reminded her of her mother weaving baskets. When the women saw Kadambari with Neni, the tigress, they screamed. Kadambari and Neni fled. They were chased and sticks of fire were thrown after them. forest caught fire, and Kadambari watched it burn. But life in the village continued as usual. Kadambari's thoughts soared angrily as she watched the villagers.
They do not see, they do not hear. If they don't understand, they are filled with fear. Out of fear, they act and justify their way. They cause great destruction in their carelessness and haste.
As Kadambari watched the forest fire die down, the animals came close to her. She did not know why she visited the village each day, even though it angered her. However hard she tried to stay away from them into the peace of the forest, something still called her back. She could not stop herself.
Why can't I live in peace here with you all? Why can't I shut my eyes to what is before me? Why am I so angry?
Neni comforted her and she cried.
Why are you not enough? You were always enough for me.
Do you long to be left all alone?
Saying that, Kadambari got up and walked away by herself.
Heart made of stone. There's a light that you shine. There's a love, I see it in your eyes. Every day, every night. I know time may divide, but fate is something we refuse to hide. And it's real and it's right. Something strange out of sight. We say goodnight.
அவள் மனிதர்களை பார்த்தாள். எவ்வளவுதான் இவர்கள் நுகர்வாள்கள்? எதை உண்ணுகிறோம் என்று கூட அறியாத மனிதர்கள். எதை பணயம் வைத்து எதை சம்பாதிக்கின்றோம் என்று தெரியாத மனிதர்கள். செல்வம் எது, பொருள் எது என்று புரியாமல் அவர்கள் வாழ்வதை பார்த்தாள் காதம்பரி. துக்கத்தில் ஆழ்ந்தாள், வேதனை உற்றாள்.
Quietly she watched them gather bags of gold and silver. Quietly she watched them consume glass after glass, spoon after spoon, with not a thought of what they eat and not a sense of when to stop. Quietly she watched them fall into their traps of fear. Her heart was a basin of sorrow. Her eyes were cups of tears. Kadambari wandered through the forest for 3 days without food or water. On the 3rd day, her strength failed her and she fell to the ground. She lay by the roots of a tree, and the tree saw that she had fallen. Quietly beneath the soil, the tree sent a message to her friend, who was the next tree. And slowly the message passed from one tree to the other. As Kadambari lay still, she heard a song surrounding her.
So hold on,
She felt as if all the trees were suddenly singing to her. "Hold on," they cried.
Hold on, hold on,
She slowly opened her eyes and looked around.
hold on, 'cause no, you're not alone.
She found herself in a part of the forest she had never seen before. She heard the sound of water gushing, and she slowly woke up and saw a beautiful waterfall and a hunter's tent just a little way beyond.
I have been expecting you.
Expecting me, Tata? What are you doing here?
Come, sit down. First, you must have something to eat. Welcome to Heart-Fallen Heaven.
Heart-fallen what?
The trees told me you were a little bit heart-fallen. When a girl leaves her home in a huff and a puff, you can expect that she will reach Heart-Fallen Heaven.
Tata, why am I so angry?
Because the sky is blue and the earth is green?
What does that mean?
It means, however hard you try, Kadu, you cannot grow a tail and claws. And food is definitely tastier cooked than raw. Pain and anger are part of who you are.
Who am I?
Now, drink this sweet water.
Sweet.
Well, old Billy B, what do you think? Is she a leopard or a tiger? Perhaps an elephant? Oh, no, she is human after all.
I don't want to be human at all. The animals are so much better. If you had seen all that I have seen, I don't want to see another human.
And yet, you find yourself talking to me? You haven't fought with these animals yet, have you? Like you fought with Kanan?
Why should I? They are perfect.
Sit down. Let me tell you a story. This handsome Billy B, when young, thin and weak, his mother was to eat him up, for he was her weakest cub. Survival of the fittest, the animal world says, but I have found the human heart would choose another way.
That's really sad.
Yes, and it isn't very human, is it? Do you know what you need?
No more water.
Hey, Balabo! Every story needs a mirror. Look down there. That's not my father. That's my reflection. No. Look harder. He lives in you.
Do not be afraid, David. This water is a mirror. Look into it and tell me what you see.
I see nothing. Just my reflection. And
As Prince David bent forward, the locket from his chain that he wore on his neck dangled above the water. He looked carefully at his mother's blessings to him.
it's me. I am the last leaf of Lorien.
Yes, David.
Are you my mirror, Tata?
No, my girl, you are. Go into your pain, Kadu. The next step lies there.
My pain? Kannan. I don't want to go into my pain. I don't want to see him again. Remember what Appa said? When you forgive, you love. And where there is love, what shines is blessings. Shower blessings upon Kannan and show him a better way.
வீடு நோக்கி நடந்தாள் காதம்பரி. ஒவ்வொரு அடியிலும் அவள் உள்ளம் கனத்தது. அவள் பாதை வழி நிறந்தது என்பது அறிவாள். ஆனால் தன்னுள் உணர்ந்தாள், இதுதான் அவள் வாழ்க்கை பாதை என்று. பாதை இதுதான் என்று அறிந்த பின் அந்த பாதை வழி நிறைந்தது என்று உணரும் பொழுது நம் நடை தளரும் தானே, உள்ளம் நடுங்கும் தானே. காதம்பரி அந்த மரத்தின் அடியில் அமர்ந்தாள். கண்ணீர் வடித்தாள்.
Kadambari walked homeward, with every step heavy. The road ahead was not easy, but in her feet she felt her destiny. Drawn to the earth, striving to go on, yet something inside her knew she wasn't wrong. But weary and scared of what lay ahead, she stopped under a willow tree. To the basket she wept. "Help me," she cried as she sat by a pool, as her mother had cried long before as she looked to the moon. The moon washed over her, and she felt in her heart a strength that lay inside her, waiting to spark. Kadambari soon found herself at home. The life she knew well, the people she loved. Kadu, you bring us light. You bring us hope. Follow your heart wherever you go. This is your way.
This is my home, and it will always be so. But this is not my way.
What do you mean, Kadu?
I have to leave the forest, Appa. I have to go.
Where are you going?
Kadambari closed her eyes and knelt down. She knew the path ahead would be bumpy and rough, and she did not know where she was going. But her heart pulled her into the world, which was full of pain and anger. She knew she had to go there. And so Kadambari bid her family goodbye. She carried with her Amma's love, her Appa's wisdom, her Tata's hope, her Pati's warmth, her Nenny's deep friendship, and the blessings of the forest. She knew that she had to leave to become who she came to be. In the heart of the forest, so deep and so dark, that day a gift was bestowed. Wondrous sounds whispered through every heart, for this gift was the spark of hope. No longer did her feet halt in fearful dread. Her heart felt stronger, with certainty she tread. She said goodbye to everything, to everyone her thanks was said. For it was on that day that Kadambari's heart bravely bled.
It started out as a feeling, which then grew into a hope, which then turned into a quiet thought, which then turned into a quiet word. And then that word grew louder and louder, till it was a battle cry. I'll come back when you call me. No need to say goodbye. Just because everything's changing doesn't mean it's never been this way before. All you can do is try to know who your friends are as you head off to the war. Pick a star on the dark horizon and follow the light. You'll come back when it's over. No need to say goodbye. You'll come back when it's over. No need to say goodbye.
So while this seems like the end, we'd like to see this as the beginning of a new chapter. Kadambari just left her life as she knew it and stepped into the unknown. Where does she walk into? Whom does she meet on her destined path? What gift comes from this anger? What births a new hope? We asked a number of people to imagine her life ahead. What is captured in the film is only an iota of who she is and what it means to take your place as a human being on earth.
மனசு சிரிச்சு பேச அடைக்கும் துயரம் அரண்டு மிரளும். மஞ்சள் நிலவே மயக்கும் மதியே மயங்கி போகாதே, மறுத்த உறவும் தயங்கி சேரும் தவிச்சு போகாதே.
வலியும் கூட அனுபவம் இன்னும் கேட்டால் வரங்கள் கூட வழங்கி அருளும் அன்பு உடலுக்கு ஆயுள் அதிகம், அன்பு உடலுக்கு ஆயுள் அதிகம்.
You might meet Kadambari on your journeys, for she works quietly and deeply. And if you look carefully, you will find her working in different spaces to uphold what it is to be truly human.
வெள்ளி முளைக்கும் முன்னே, விண்மீன் உறங்கும் முன்னே, கூகை அடங்கும் முன்னே, கேள் கண்ணே ஒற்று கேள், அழைக்கும் ஓசையை ஒற்று கேள், தொடுவானத்தின் ரகசிய சேதியை ஒற்று கேள் கண்ணே. கை இரண்டும் விரித்து காத்து கிடக்கிறே, வானல் தரும் வாழ்த்தினை வாரி அணைக்க காதம்பரி காதம்பரி. கானகத்தின் கீதத்தை விட பழமையானவள் காதம்பரி காதம்பரி. கானகத்தின் அழைப்பு நின் காதில் விழுகிறதா காதம்பரி? காலத்தின் அடுத்த சுருள் விரியும் முன்னே கையளவு வாழ்க்கையும் கரையும் முன்னே காதிலிருந்து இக்கானம் தொலையும் முன்னே அவள் வருவாள் இங்கு இருப்பாள். அவள் வருவாள் இங்கு இருப்பாள் காதம்பரி 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 காதம்பரி.
Waloyo yamoni, waloyo yamoni, manwa merokoto chwe, oni akiro chucho, manwa merokoto chwe, waloyo yamoni. Kamunwa olelo, katino oleo, kaobi owero, katongolelo. Kamunwa olelo, katino oleo, kaobi owero, katongolelo. Kamunwa olelo, katino oleo, kaobi owero,
Hariam halesh halelesh Hariam iraka chigi chigi Hariam halesh Kakor